As the director of our player consultancy, I get to talk with pro and semi-pro footballers every single day. And the number one thing that sticks out the most to me is the never-ending desire for more technical skill. I mean, who wouldn't want to get closer to an elite level player's skill, even by 0.1%, right? Now, the number one problem that keeps you back from developing that technical skill you want is the fact that you confuse the terms technique and skill all the time. Let me explain why. While these might seem or sound similar to each other, they are not, and that is exactly what we are going to go over in today's video, alongside which of these two you need to focus on the most and how you can upgrade based on whether you're an amateur, academy, semi-pro, pro, or elite level player. So first things first, what is the difference between these two? In really simple words, technique represents the actions you perform on the ball in the most simple form, whether that's a simple pass, dribble, or shot. Skill, on the other hand, is much more complex and is usually what makes the difference between all the playing levels. It's essentially the use of technique in game settings where it's straight chaos, an unpredictable environment that you constantly have to react to, adjust your actions, and solve unpredictable and unique game problems. In other words, skill brings everything under a roof, and that's why I typically like to confuse the term skill with other aspects such as speed of play and decision making, as these are tightly linked together because you see, technical skill isn't just a physical task like playing technique, but also highly cognitive. Now, as a rule of thumb, from the conversations that I have with players from all levels, each player's needs are different, and I see a really positive correlation between the needs you have and the level you play. So let's go over that for a moment. Let's say you're a grassroots or amateur level player, okay? Now you might possess some great technique and be fluid with the ball, no doubt about that. But generally speaking, the missing link for most players at these levels isn't necessarily their skill, but their technical foundation and how well they handle the ball. So based on that, it would make more sense to invest the vast majority of your time and energy doubling down on sharpening your technical foundation in each aspect of your game before adding more skill-based tasks to your training. For you, it's more so a matter of building your base through repetitive and exceptionally performed technical drills rather than performing skill-based exercises for the entirety of your sessions. So if we were to quote-unquote quantify the time you would distribute between plain technical work and skill-based work, it would probably be an 80-20 split, and for that 20% we're looking at simple cognitive tasks that will get you into that scanning habit and nothing advanced really. Now, if you're playing at a slightly higher level and you're a semi-pro footballer, you would be looking to balance that out a bit more. Now in general, the fact that you have stepped up to the semi-pro scene is an indicator to me that you got that technical foundation sharpened because you can cope with the demands of the semi-pro game, which to be honest, isn't that cognitive, at least if you compare it to the pro and the elite level, okay? Now if you're looking to upgrade your career and transition from semi-pro to pro, you would probably have to start investing more time into sharpening that skill of yours, and that is usually where you would start balancing it out and get the focus closer to that 50-50 split. Apart from simple cognitive tasks like reactionary drills without the ball and cognitive drills with the ball in play, we would also be looking to stress your decision making more in a position specific manner. That's when you typically start getting yourself involved in those so-called position specific drills, which to be honest are nowhere actually near the you see on social media. I have created a complete video in regards to them, which you can find linked below, but to sum up these sorts of exercises, we would get everything involved. A technical aspect of the game combined with a position-specific pattern of movement or game problem to solve. Then we also add other constraints such as opponents, that would be ideal actually, smaller cognitive tasks to react to, time or touch limits, specific targets to aim for, etc. etc. Now what about the million-dollar question? How can a pro or elite level player upgrade his technical skill further and push his or her game to new heights? Now I cannot tell you how many times I have talked to pro players on the phone before that were struggling with their skill and instead just kept relying on repetitive ball drills and stuff like that. Listen, if these techie exercises and drills were meant to help you further, you would still be playing grassroots or semi-pro football and not at the level you are right now. There is definitely a time and place to use these drills, but I personally wouldn't invest entire sessions into these because they lack the cognitive aspects that the pro game is full of. So I would probably look to get that balance down to a 20-80 split this time and engage you in more cognitive based tasks and game problems of your position so you can solve them effortlessly when you step onto the pitch. Things would be getting a bit more advanced here as we would start using a broader range of tools that might help you develop various aspects of your vision like depth perception, peripheral vision, and object tracking, as well as other areas of your overall decision-making process, aka your ability to perceive and process information around you and then take appropriate action. As you can see, each version of yourself requires a different approach. Sometimes it gets a bit more sophisticated, while other times you just have to keep it more basic and simple. It's all really a matter of breaking down your game, finding what you need the most, and slowly navigating yourself to the player you aspire to become. Of course, if you need any tailored help with that, just apply for a coaching spot by clicking the link below, and let's get to work.